Fuck yeah.
Nice intro.
Somebody did pretty good job on that shit.
This one
Great tune.
James, I gotta thank you all. I should thank you on stream for this. I appreciate you actually making the intro for the channel, the outro.
Sure.
I also appreciate you having me on as a guest on the Kaiju Spotlights. If you want to talk about what your channel is, who you are, and stuff real quick, so you can introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm DJ Nubis. I run a channel called Metal Talk Radio Podcast. I generally do like top 5 metal albums of the week, where I just basically give people snippets of new albums that I've heard over the week. I'm kind of late this week getting around to. I've got like one more record to go through, but outside of that, I do a lot of like various things. So I love entertainment like you guys, kaiju related. I'm not too familiar with the Tokusatsu stuff, but working my way there. I don't know much about Ultraman either. Still trying to work my way there with that stuff, but grew up a Godzilla fan, love horror films, love action films. So I do a lot of different things on my channel. I have a tarantula hobby. I collect tarantulas. So I do a lot of different things. But one thing I do love is just talking with people like such as yourselves about kaijus and other things like horror and whatever. So I do a lot of collaborations with different people. So yeah, basically it. But I am honored that you asked me to help out with your intros and stuff. So I was more than happy to do it.
Hey, the intros came out.
I don't know why it's being really choppy right now.
What happened?
It's fine on my end. Oh, I was just saying that I noticed it's really choppy YouTube tonight.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was on my end. Something to do with the weather here.
Sometimes weather will do it. It affects your bandwidth and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the best. I wish. And I know Alberto also. I'm sorry, Alzilla 09. You do cover still, I'm assuming, Godzilla and all that stuff on your channel also.
I mean, for my channel, usually what I do is stop motion animation. I used to do movie reviews, and I do ANVs sometimes, and and I also do like video discussions, movie analyzing sometimes. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're a big Ray Harryhausen fan.
Oh yeah, I love Ray Harryhausen.
Awesome, love it.
Love Ray
Harryhausen is my. We'll have to get him on the Sci-Fi Society.
Who's that?
I think Alzilla would fit perfectly right like a glove with that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, this movie it felt flat to me at times. It's the jumping and okay. First off, I gotta start
with what movie we're talking about.
How Godzilla, King Kong. Yes, sorry, we're talking about tonight. King Kong versus Godzilla, 1962. And we're talking about the Japanese version. Oh, connect.
You're freezing up, buddy.
I don't have a storm or anything. So.
Am
I back?
Yeah, you're back. Seems like it's on your end though. Like I don't see Writer Geek or Alzilla having any issues currently.
Well, I don't have a camera, so that's a little harder to tell with me. I need to. I need.
Well,
to
your voice sounds fine, so.
I'm closing all my windows, so.
Yeah, if you have too many browsers open, sometimes that will do it too.
Yeah. I've got them all closed now, except for this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the browsers and stuff are doing it. Anyways, King Kong versus Godzilla, 1962. There were times where this, I love how they retcon. So in the previous Godzilla film, at the end, Godzilla is buried under ice and stuff. Like a whole ice storm happens. All that. Oh no, I lost Godzilla.
I think he
Don't worry,
just turned off his
I'm
camera.
still here. Don't worry, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're fine. Okay.
Yeah, just keep going. Keep going.
But Godzilla. This I like how this King Kong versus Godzilla set up the continuation of Godzilla. What the outcome was from Godzilla of escaping from the iceberg, like the ice trap. I really like, and that's something with Kamen Rider and Super Sentai they do also, is where they like Geek. Can you give us an example of like in Kamen Rider or Sentai where, like, let's say a monster from a previous episode died and then returned, or what? Even a rider is an example.
Well, riders do it all the time, especially in the modern one. Like Forze was killed by meteor, but they brought him back because of rider magic, a bullshit, we'll call it. But I can't think of like where a monster was brought back though. Like maybe if they do an episode where, like, the writers are feeling lazy, so they bring back a monster so they don't have to think of a new one or something. But I can't remember seeing. I can't remember an episode off the top of my head.
But anyways, that's one thing I think this movie did pretty interesting. Is Godzilla escapes from the iceberg. We see him escape from the iceberg. In the previous movie, he got frozen. I like that about this movie. I like how this movie gave me a Mysterious Island vibe. It's in that style of Ray Harryhausen movies. Also, Mysterious Island. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Must check it out if you have not.
Which movie was that again?
Mysterious Island?
Yeah, I've seen Mysterious Island. It's been years, though.
I've never seen that. I saw the trailers, though. I want to see it.
It's a Jules Verne classic movie. This is something that would be cool on the Sci-Fi Society on the podcast. This movie, because and Captain Nemo's in the movie and stuff.
Oh wow! Really?
Nice.
I can get it and show it sometime on streaming if you want me to, so you can see it. But it's one of those rare movies that it felt like Mysterious Island when they were on the island scene in the film. I like that aspect. I like how they gave Kong like a little weakness. When I took notes after the second time of watching this movie because I was curious. And then around the 52-minute mark is when we first see King Kong in the movie. I don't know why. I feel like from the beginning of the movie to these main characters, it felt like they were setting up for something big. We didn't know what until, we know in the title of the movie, but we didn't know it was going to be so-called King Kong, And I like the octopus fight. The only thing I have a problem with
is actually well done at the time that it came out.
Yeah.
See, that's like an example to me of Jack the Giant Killer also. It's in that period piece of like the Harryhausen movies. It's a really underrated movie. Jack the Giant Slayer, I think. Either it's Giant Slayer or Giant Killer. I can't remember which.
It's the Giant Slayer.
It's a classic. Yeah. But it just feels like a period piece that fits right like a glove with the Harryhausen era. That movie. What else I liked about the movie was the fight in the movie. That fight was pretty good. I'll give it that. I also like the effect how they can knock out King Kong. I wish they would expand upon it more and keep it in this monsterverse that they have now. I feel like it would give them kind of a cool effect and a little bit of a weakness as to what King Kong has or is for portraying the character. I think it would, kind of give us fans something interesting and cool to see about what King Kong is or how he's displayed as one of his weaknesses.
I'm going to be honest. It's been a very long time since I've seen King Kong versus Godzilla, the original one at least.
Same here.
This
Yeah.
is the one we're talking about. the original.
Same with me.
But I did find it interesting that when you mentioned the ice, like Godzilla being in the ice, there is a reference in GXK where Godzilla does something similar.
Yeah.
So I had totally forgotten about it with this film. So when I saw it, I was like,
because the Godzilla, that came from Godzilla raids again. In America, it was Gigantus, the fire monster. And at the end of that one, Godzilla or Gigantus was locked in. Come on, Sonny, you know words.
Iceberg.
The iceberg. Yes, thank you.
Iceberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Iceberg.
He was locked in the iceberg. And when he popped out in Godzilla versus, and he popped out in Godzilla versus King Kong versus Godzilla, and at some point lost the ears. I'm thinking due to frostbite.
Yeah.
Because remember, he had the ears in the Godzilla raid again.
Yeah.
And then,
I'll admit though, I actually like the look of Godzilla in this film. I
agree.
Appreciate it a little
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite designs in the Showa era, period.
Yeah.
Or if I could call it my favorite design, Showa-wise.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's not a bad design. My favorite will always be the Godzilla versus Biollante suit. Oh
yeah, I like that one too. Yeah.
Well, overall, I love G2000. That's my go-to. Is G2000.
That's my favorite design of Godzilla. Yeah.
Isn't that the one the rumors state? Didn't the rumor state that the director based the design of Godzilla off his cat?
Yeah, I can see. Like it's funny because Godzilla's always kind of been at different times compared to cat, even in behavior. Look at what happened in GXK. He's in the Coliseum and he's sleeping like a cat in a box, basically.
Some of the suits make him look more dog-like. I feel like the suit in Godzilla versus the sea monster, or the one where he fought the shrimp.
Yeah, the lobster.
Ebera,
yeah.
Ebera.
They called him a lobster in America, but he was supposed to be a shrimp, which makes it even.
Really? That's even funnier.
More pathetic.
Well, yeah. Well, fun fact though that that was originally going to be a King Kong film that Toho was going to make.
Yeah, I know, and that would have made that. It still would have been ridiculous, but it wouldn't have been as ridiculous because King Kong, in comparison to Godzilla, I mean, he's just a giant gorilla, where Godzilla is a fire-breathing nuclear walking disaster.
Dinosaur.
So in comparison to villains, Ibera, while still being, it's a giant shrimp. Oh my God, it's still a better fit for King Kong than Godzilla.
I agree. I agree. The same thing. How I think Kamunga and Kamakuris would fit better with Kong than Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
Because King Kong fights like giant versions of insects and animals, while
I've never
Godzilla fights
seen-
Dinosaurs.
otherworldly things.
Snakes
you know?
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there was
I don't think I've
at
ever
some point
seen
there was supposed to be a
manga.
movie where he was supposed to fight a ghost of
Maybe.
himself or something.
Oh yeah.
A what?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Ghost.
movie that apparently Godzilla. The story was that Godzilla was supposed to fight a ghost of himself.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
It's been a long time since I read about that story, but I mean, it's not any weirder than other things people have made in fan fiction or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would have liked to have seen that movie if it were have gotten made.
And there was also one where he fought an astronaut. The astronaut like got transformed into a kaiju somehow. I think
Oh
that might
yeah,
have
I
been
read
actually,
about that one. Yeah.
that would have been interesting, but unless they kind of pulled some miracle bullshit out of it, I only seeing it end up tragic for the astronaut. You know,
Mhm.
like oh
I
hey,
know
we found a
that
way.
everyone's been pushing for Godzilla and Gamera, which I really wish would happen. But
I
I
agree.
thought about this too, is that
Alberto's a big.
how cool would it
Alville is
be
a
to see-
big Gamera fan. I was gonna
Oh
say.
yeah, I am a
Alice.
Gamma fan.
Hold on. He's gotta show you something. I don't even know.
Yeah,
what-
like get these two to fight already. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's what
And I was
every
just thinking it'd be
kaiju
kind of
fan
cool to kind of
wants.
bring King Kong against one of the Gairu, like the gargantuans. I think that'd be fucking fun.
Oh yeah, I agree. That would be an interesting matchup.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah, I was talking about this
Yeah.
the other day because if I know you guys. Did you guys see -1?
Yes, I
I've
saw
seen
that
it,
movie.
yeah.
That movie
I
is
haven't-
I
absolutely
love that movie.
beautiful.
I'll
I
watch
love
it
it.
eventually. Soon.
The director is working on the sequel, which personally I hope is Biollante, but it could go in any direction.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
said, if they do a third, that's the best time to do Gamera versus Godzilla because -1, Godzilla is still the villain, so you can bring Gamera as like the sort of
yeah.
like Earth Vader. You know what I mean?
Well, if Kodakawa allows it to happen,
Yeah.
Right?
that
Yeah,
is.
it's always the hang up because they got these egos between
Yeah.
the studios.
Yeah. I mean, I would
Mhm.
take Godzilla versus Gamera over another King Kong versus Godzilla any day because
Yep. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm not really a fan of this matchup, to be honest with you. Because as a kid, I always found it,
I feel like-
interesting at first when I saw the movie. I rented the VHS on Blockbuster, and I never thought that these two monsters fought in a movie before. Plus, I always wondered how would this work?
Well, the only thing I ever really disliked about this version is that I never found it believable that Kong would be able to use like electricity to defeat Godzilla in any way. So like that was already
Yeah.
a problem. So when they did GXK, that made sense. Even if you gave Kong that axe, that's okay. It means he's competitive. But in the end, he got it right. Godzilla should overly match over Kong. It should happen that way. He's like
I mean,
a very atomic lizard. You can't really fight that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, and it's true, because fun fact, originally, before this movie was gonna be made, originally it was gonna be a King Kong versus Frankenstein movie. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you're
Yeah.
familiar with the history.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know of it.
Willis O'Brien, I think that's his name, Willis O'Brien. He was the stop motion animator for the original King Kong. That he was having trouble finding work, and he wanted to do this project, but unfortunately he couldn't get the project funded because many studios rejected him. So he offered it to one of his producers, which I'm not gonna lie, he made a really, really dick move. stealing or funding the project behind his back to Toho, and that's how King Kong versus Godzilla got made.
Hmm.
And poor Willis O'Brien, he found out about it and he died of a broken heart, which that bites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 1, 2, 3 English. Frankenstein versus King Kong would have been interesting. I mean, we didn't get that movie, but that's how we ended up getting the Frankenstein Lives. Was it called? If I remember right.
Frankenstein Conquers the World. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
or
Conquers the World.
Frankenstein versus Baragon.
Yeah. Frankenstein versus Baragon makes more sense because Frankenstein conquers the world and he doesn't fucking leave Japan.
Yeah, and they were going to do a Frankenstein versus Godzilla, of course, but that got scrapped as
well. That'd be even more one-sided than Godzilla versus King Kong, because at least King Kong's a giant gorilla. What's Frankenstein? He's a dude. I mean, he's a stitched-together dude, but he's a dude.
And plus, it would make sense if he had electricity powers, because in the original Frankenstein, he got awakened by, electricity.
Yeah.
For Kong, to me, it didn't make any sense. I mean, at first I thought it was cool, but then I realized, that's just a Deus Ex Machina plot in order for him to, stand a chance against Godzilla.
Yeah, which is funny because they used electricity in the first Godzilla movie, and he just walked right through it like it was nothing. So just because they raised the voltage like 10 times, all of a sudden he's like, "Oh no, electricity."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I just watch the movies and bitch about them.
Yeah.
Like we all do.
You're just a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was just an asshole, but same thing for some people.
We all have to have a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the other funny thing is, did you guys find it funny when the guys went to the island? They're trying to communicate with the natives, and like they're using smokes and a radio. Like the natives somehow know what cigarettes are. I kept laughing at that scene. I'm like, oh my god, holy shit! They actually did this where you had to we're gonna give you a smoke so you don't kill us.
Yeah. The 60s was a different time.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's one thing I appreciate about Peter Jackson's version, man. He made those natives terrifying.
I agree, man.
I wonder why
really nightmare fuel.
Mm-hmm.
He made the natives terrifying.
On the previous episode, I don't know if you watched it, Alberto, but sorry. On the previous episode, we had talked about Son of Kong. I don't know if you got the chance to watch it. I'll have to send you the link and stuff if you want to watch it. But on it,
sure.
We had discussed that I found out from a friend that Peter Jackson's next project after King Kong was supposed to be a remake of Son of Kong. Had it been successful. I mean, had that mall, the building up and all that stuff continued. Funny enough.
Yeah, I did read about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a cool because I mean, if he could turn a creature like King Kong, who in the first movie was just a straight up monster, he ate people, kidnapped the girl, and blah. But in Peter Jackson's Kong, I think in the entire movie he only bit one dude's head off, but he bit and then spit. He didn't actually swallow anybody. And these guys were attacking him first. So it was, he chewed defensively. But Peter Jackson made you feel sympathy for Kong. When he died at the end of the movie, you felt bad. You felt sad. But in the original Kong, when he died, you're like, fuck you, monkey.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I felt the same way with Jackson as I did with 1976. So, like, now
yes,
76
I
was
agree.
crazy for different reasons. I mean, Sybil Shepherd, yum, yum, yum.
Yeah.
But that whole, like, that's the only thing I ever hated about the Kong movies in general was that he always died.
Exactly.
I'm like, this is so sucky because you're enjoying the shit out of it, but you know what the ending's going to be like. And it's like, fuck. You know, I don't want to see this guy die, you know? So I can kind of appreciate that about the MonsterVerse is that they've allowed Kong to kind of survive and go on and do his thing.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit more fun, you know?
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's always a nice change of pace from what we see over and over again.
Correct.
Yeah, where the
I
monster
like that
dies
he
at the end.
got his happy ending. I like that he has his own tribe. I like that him and Godzilla are cool now,
Yeah.
and he gets to live happily ever after. But I always wonder for how long, though. That's the question. How long?
Yeah.
Because I did heard that in the third Godzilla Kong movie, something's gonna happen. I don't want to get into spoiler territorially. I don't know if you read the leaks
guys,
or anything.
be right back.
Well, the impression I get from rumors, there's nothing ever set in stone, is that the third film is supposed to be Godzilla centered, but do we take that as this is like Godzilla's farewell to the MonsterVerse? Because, you know, you got Monarch, which is probably going to go Kong driven with that. So are they going to try like kill off Godzilla, which they can never totally kill him off? Toho won't allow it to happen, but will they do that to end the MonsterVerse movies? So that's the thing that I'm wondering about. But of course, that was also when Wingard was still going to be in charge. Now we have someone totally different, so it could be Kong driven. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it should be Godzilla driven because I feel like Kong already had too much in the spotlight already.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Kong, but I just want to see Godzilla's story flesh out more, you know? Like, I feel like he's been getting the short end of the stick lately.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Would you ever want an origin movie for Godzilla? I mean, like
in the MonsterVerse?
No, I mean to see the actual birth of Godzilla. Like we've never had, you know what I mean? Like you know how certain characters like have a beginning to life and a middle and so on.
I mean, we kind of get them close. I mean, -1 is kind of like that.
Yeah.
What I talked about before is if in a perfect world, the MonsterVerse, I would still love to see origin stories for Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidorah. Like, I would love to see how Ghidorah came to Earth. That would be so
I agree. They need to flesh out the other Titans more, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, give Kong a break and flesh out Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, and all these other guys, because there are people who love those other guys, you know?
Yep.
What if that Monarch is showing origins to the monsters? Setting them up?
I'd be fine with that. I don't know how deep they're gonna go. But some people don't like the show because it's more just story driven with the humans and their interactions. It's not a lot of kaiju in it. So I like that it's filling in the gaps, but in the end, we're all monster fans. We want to see the monsters. That's what we're there
exactly.
For. So,
you know, exactly. It would be interesting if they do like a series, like an anthology series, give it that primal aspect to it, you know, do like the visual story angle, but for the Titans, you know.
We did learn something though with GXK, and this is the good news, was that initially people thought, well, you have to have humans because you have to have some sort of people, the people that go to the audience, they have to be able to hear people speak. But we saw with GXK that Kong, he was doing most of his shit through half of that movie getting to know the rest of the little guy and the other creatures. Like we didn't have to have talking. We saw him. So I think the good news is that you can have a movie that's centered around a kaiju, let's say Rodan, and you spend most of the time, like let's say the Aztecs are worshiping Rodan as a god, right? And so we have the birth of Rodan, and he's kind of doing his thing with other creatures, killing insects or whatever. You don't have to have a lot of talking. You know, you can have some human interaction, but you don't really have to have a lot of talking. You can get away with it. So I'm glad they kind of proven that point, because GXK was very successful with the audiences. So
I definitely agree, and that's the thing. You don't need a character to be human in order to tell a story. A character can be anything. Like there's this independent movie called Flow. I'm not sure if you heard of it. It's about a group of animals, like a cat, an ostrich, a dog, I think, and they're like trying to, survive in a world where humans are extinct. But I heard it was really good.
sounds like Benji. I just grew up watching Benji all the time.
Yeah.
All it is was dog running around.
I don't know why. I could never stand that movie when I was a kid. But I like freaking the Adventures of Milo and Otis. Even though now that I know how that movie was made, it's almost impossible for me to watch it because it's just like, oh, all those kitties and puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's where, I know we're kind of getting off King Kong Godzilla, but it's kind of where King of the Monsters kind of slipped up, because at the time they thought that we had to have all this human interaction in order to have the story go, but we lost out on some of the fighting of the creatures because they kept cutting away all the time. It's like,
I agree.
give us what we want. We want these battles. We want them.
Yeah.
We want the monsters. Screw the humans. That's why the Transformers movies aren't doing so good, because you keep giving us Marky Mark and we want Optimus.
Exactly. At least, Transformers 1 was good, but it didn't do well at the box office. Like,
I thought it was entertaining. I liked it.
I
loved it.
I didn't know it bombed. I mean, not bombed. It failed at the box office. I thought it did okay.
Yeah, because of poor marketing. That was the issue.
Huh.
So to us fans in the West, we have Power Rangers Lost Galaxy's 25th anniversary is today.
Neat.
Sorry, I had to do a little segment for go back into the Toku.
What did you guys think
the
of
best part goes?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think the best part of Godzilla vs. Kong is the fight. It's just well done. I feel like this could have been a pre-MonsterVerse fight. That's the style thing. That's the style and feel I get with this film.
Well, the funny thing about the MonsterVerse, and I don't know if Geek and Alzilla feel the same, is that they did King of the Monsters so early. I felt like that Battle of Ghidorah should have been last. But I don't think they expected the series to go on as long as it has. So they probably didn't know how long they were going to be able to put out those movies.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe the second movie should have been like against Mechagodzilla, and they should have tweaked his origin and his design, because I do not like the look of the modern Mechagodzilla. I just it doesn't.
So
look
wait,
good,
are we talking about the Godzilla versus Kong, the 2021?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're referring to with the Mechagodzilla from that.
Yeah. I just wasn't a fan of the look personally, and the origin is that it's possessed by the ghost of Ghidorah.
I thought that was an interesting twist. I mean, you have to think after they found the head at the end with Charles Dance, they had to do something with that. Like,
I mean, we could have got the American version of Mecha Ghidorah.
Could have. A lot of people
So-
thought maybe that might be what happened too. A lot of people
some kind of
speculated.
cyber horror
Yeah.
monster. That would have been interesting.
Well, there is rumor spreading around that he might appear in the third Godzilla Kong film, but we don't know. That's
Yeah.
just a rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me my necrotic cyborg space dragon. Damn it.
Yeah, Mecha King Ghidorah, yeah. And
Yeah,
that would really show how far humanity has gone. Like, they resurrected Godzilla's arch nemesis in the form of a robot.
Mm-hmm.
a
And
fucking
yeah.
cyber demon.
Well, they can go
They
any
get-
direction. Yeah, you could see because Apex is being a thing now. So it's like you got chances at a Jet Jaguar, you have a chance at Gigan, you have a chance at Mecha King Ghidorah. I mean, there's so many possibilities that you can go
exactly,
with
yeah.
because
Yes,
they're all going with that
we're gonna
technology.
take this chicken, make it giant, and attach chainsaw to its flippers.
Yeah.
Yes, because chickens have flippers now.
Yeah.
What did you think about the end of King Kong versus Godzilla, where there's always been a debate about whether or not Kong won or Godzilla won or it was a tie? How do you feel about that?
Officially, Kong won. Is from what I understand. Officially, Kong won. Kong won. Japanese American version, Kong was supposed to win. Me personally, I figure the way the movie ended, Kong swam off. You didn't see Godzilla. That to me pretty much states it right there. The one who won is the one who swam off.
Well, I'm gonna have to step in on that because to me, I always found the ending very controversial. You know, there
Yeah.
was the rumor double ending. You know, they say that in the Japanese version, Godzilla wins. In the American version, Kong wins. However, that was proven false because, you know, even though Kong was the one who swam up, however, you know, Godzilla didn't appear. But we also forget Godzilla lives in the ocean. He breathes underwater, and he doesn't need to pop his head at any time. Kong, however, is a mammal. He needs to breathe, and of course, he's going to be the one to surface because he can't stay in underwater for too long. However, though, I'm not sure if you heard this. There is a Achilles heel to this argument. Something that everybody forgets is that the producer, Tomoyuki Tanaka, wrote in a book called something official Godzilla lore, and he wrote it that saying that in their second fight was a draw.
That I could
Didn't
buy that.
Toho though come out and admit that Kong won?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Toho can say that, but you got to remember that Tomoyuki Tanaka wasn't just the producer, he was also one of the creators of Godzilla. The thing is,
Yeah.
Toho produces the Godzilla movies, they did not create the character. It was Tomoyuki Tanaka who created the
That's my
character.
team who won. That's
That
my
was one of
team
my
who
favorite-
won the movie.
That was one of my favorite movies growing up. The American version, Godzilla 1985.
And to me, I would always take the creator's words over the studio because
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
it could be that Toho was like trying to appease America by saying, "Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
your guy won." But you made a great point about whether or not Kong had to like swim away. That was like a clear indication he won because I think back to the Astro Monster and Ghidorah is the only one that arises out of the ocean, but we know that Rodan and Godzilla were fine. So
Exactly.
it's one of those things. Like I don't think Ghidorah beat them, but he was run off.
exactly, because in my personal opinion, I feel like when they fall off after the wave, they separated. Godzilla swam off and Kong swam off because I don't know, because to me personally, I think, if somebody wins, I want to see that person beat that person in a fight through my eyes. I mean, I don't
Agreed.
consider it a win unless I see the person either
I agree.
knock the person out or something like that. Like in a Pokemon battle where, if your opponent is unable to battle,
Uh-huh.
you win. But that's the thing, and it's always been this very argument between Godzilla and Kong fans, that still argue to this day, and it gets so exhausting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime when you have fictional character A fighting fictional character B, and you can insert any character in, and there'll be somebody arguing about it.
Exactly.
It's just gonna be they're just gonna be arguments about it. Some worse
and,
than
and funny
others.
enough, Freddy versus Jason had the exact same thing. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, Freddy and Jason fought. They both were badly wounded, and the girl cut Freddy's head off with Jason's machete,
Great
even though
movie, by the
Jason
way.
stabbed
Yeah.
Freddy
Yes.
with his own claw. But there's always this discussion: who won? Who actually won? And they don't give you like a specific answer.
Well, at the end of the movie, you see him carrying Freddy's head, and yeah, Freddy winks, but realistically, we know who won that fight. I mean, the guy carrying the other dude's head.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
but
true.
are we assuming that Jason had help? Do we look at it from that point of view? I mean, as they were battling each other one-on-one, they were both putting in pretty good licks, So
because that's the thing.
I'm not saying
Nobody
he didn't
wants
win without
to
help.
see their favorite lose. Nobody wants to see their favorite
Mhm.
lose, so you got to find some way to please both, without upsetting the other,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm weird that way. The way I see it, if the fight is good, I don't care if my favorite loses. If he looks good in losing, that's cool too.
I agree with you there. That's the thing. I don't mind if my favorite character loses as long as he puts up a fight and they don't make him look like a bitch.
Exactly. Like if you give me Godzilla versus Gamera, I want them both to look good. Even though realistically, if you just go by their feats, Godzilla's going to annihilate Gamera. I'm sorry, Gamera is cool. Gamera is my favorite character, but Godzilla is just beast. There's a reason.
I mean, I agree with you there. I don't care who wins. I mean, I like them both equally. But if we're going story-wise, then Gamera's going to win because he's got to be the hero. He has to defeat the villain regardless. Or unless you have those movies where the bad guy wins. There are movies where the bad guy wins, but
here's
it
how it
always
would probably
gets
happen.
like a dour ending.
Here's how it would probably happen realistically. They would have them fight, and the fight would end up being nothing because the real villain would show up, and Gamera and Godzilla will have to team up to take out the real villain. So we get to see them to fight, but oh hey, we don't get to see who wins because oh hey, the fight was interrupted and everybody's happy, even though no one's really satisfied in the end.
Well, in the Monsterverse, they would probably do that because Gamera would be another Earth defender. However, since we've already had Kong and Godzilla did, I don't think they're going to repeat that. Which why I say if they do with the Toho stuff with -1, it makes more sense because Godzilla's already the villain in that series. So it's like, you make Gamera the hero.
Yeah. Unless
so Godzilla may not actually die, but you might be able to defeat Godzilla and say, "Hey, I won today! Yay, Gamera!"
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of -1, they blew Godzilla to bits, but he was clearly regenerating.
Yeah.
Although, unless in the sequel they make Godzilla, sort of the hero, because I heard they want to include an enemy monster, like
he's a hero now because he regenerated so much he suffered brain damage.
But I usually prefer Godzilla when he's more of an anti-hero, you know.
Mhm.
Same.
When he's a force of
Yeah.
nature rather than a character.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first
that's why the
Godzilla film I ever
Heisei
saw
iteration
was
is my favorite iteration of the character.
1974 Mecha Godzilla versus Godzilla. That was my first introduction. So Godzilla was already kind of like a hero at that point. So
My,
Funny enough, the next one that we'll be talking about eventually, probably, I don't know when, but that is my first kind of experience with Godzilla. In
What,
that-
74?
mine was the original. Was the original American version of Godzilla, the one with Ray Bradbury in it.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah, that was the first one I ever made. My parents had rented it from a video store, and I watched it with my mom and dad, and just fell in love, and it been on ever since for
Yeah.
30 years now.
Well, funny thing, my introduction to Godzilla was the '98 film. Yeah. I know
But
that movie
were
is
you
hated.
excited? Were you excited at that time to watch it?
Yeah, when I was a little
I
kid,
was.
I loved Jurassic Park. Let me tell you
Mhm.
something. Jurassic Park is still my favorite movie. But when I saw like Godzilla '98, I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. And
Right.
after watching the movie, I started seeing I rented the other Godzilla films at my local Blockbuster. God, I miss that place.
Same.
And it had a cover of a dinosaur attacking the city. The VHS cover of the 74 Godzilla, even though it said Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Mhm.
A dumb little me thought it was Reptar. I thought it was Reptar because keep in mind I was still
God.
getting into the Godzilla phase, you know. So I did watch the American cut of Gojira, and at the time I didn't know movies were made in black and white, so it was my first black and white film that I saw.
What's funny with one of the Blockbusters in my town, they had movie posters, and they used to have old movie posters where you could like buy little. It's like a paper fin. It was a paper fin sheet, like a movie, like you know how they have the covers about that size when they have DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, like the slip, like about the size of a slip cover. They had those on movie like things.
Well, here you go, Alzilla. These are back from the day.
Oh
Original
yeah,
VHS.
I remember those. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I had that one. I had that
all right,
one.
I want to show you.
Everybody get to show their toys.
I don't have a camera and have no toys to show, sadly.
The
Oh, there you go.
2-pack that I recently got. Can't remember.
By the way,
Brings a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah, you guys make me jealous. I don't have any cameras yet. I like the one that Al has though.
Oh,
I don't have it. I don't have any Godzilla or Gamera characters. I got Warhammer stuff.
I got the same one.
Warhammer's
as well.
cool.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Classic.
So, yeah. 95, 1999.
I think the 95 is the one you showed for Gamera.
So is it safe to say, Al, if I invite you to do one of my kaiju spotlights, you'd be interested in the Gamera one that I'm going to be doing?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be down for that.
I'll get together with you. I have to friend you somewhere. Are you on Facebook and all that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm trying to set up stuff for down the road. Got a few kaiju I'm going to go into. I just finished a bunch batch. One I did with Tokusatsu Shogun up there. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm trying to set some more up.
That was extremely a lot of fun. We did Godzilla. No, sorry.
Megalon. It was Megalon.
It took me a second.
Oh God, that's an interesting one to start with. It's a goofy fucking movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I think there'll be one that me, Geek, and Alzilla talk about that'll be I think it'll be fun. For sure.
Though you
It-
want
it-
goofy, watch some of the old Gamera movies like Gamera versus Zigra, where the bad guy grabs two children and threatens to feed them to the dolphins if they don't back off.
Oh,
To
I
the
remember
dolphins.
that scene.
I know
I
you-
remember that scene.
Yeah,
That's why I can
So-
appreciate the '90s though, because as much as I loved like Gamera as a kid, watching them now I can't stand it because of the kids. So now you take
Exactly.
the
Kenny.
newer ones, it's much
Yeah.
better than that. You know.
Funny enough.
So, yeah. Were you gonna say something, Alzella?
Yeah, funny
think-
enough, because as a kid, I bought this VHS of Gamera, Guardian of the Universe.
Oh, the first one.
This was my first introduction to Gamera,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy that I watched this movie. It's an English dub, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I did
Most
kind
of
of
the
have
VHSs
an
are.
introduction. I'll talk about my introduction of Godzilla and stuff on the next one, but
Yeah, sorry if we're going off topic.
yeah, you're fine.
Most of
I
our
know.
shows
That's what
usually
happens when you
do.
have, like, a
at
versus.
least we keep it in the realm of tokusatsu.
Yeah.
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 So
But my
I was going to tell you, me and Geek were the week before we had seen that Discotech Media, who they are, they're a company. They release tokusatsu, Blu-rays, DVDs, animes, and stuff on Amazon and Crunchyroll. And we had some trailers we wanted to show for the upcoming tokusatsu stuff that they're releasing. So, without further ado, if that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
By all
I'm here.
means.
伝説スイッチオン再起動
正義を青悪を赤の色に重ねてジローを作ったジローに組み込んだ良心回路に未来を託すんです。
その機械に宿るのは善か悪か
君たちを守る光明寺博士に言われていた任務だから。
お前も光明寺一族を全て消してやる。
もうやめて！どうせプログラムされてることなんでしょ？人間の犠牲になんてならないで。
僕は気づいた。守るということの本当の意味を。
想像をはるかに超えた究極のヒーローアクションムービー。
この体止まるまで君たちを守る。
機械ダーリブート5月24日公開。
Okay, I don't remember you
So that
showing me
was
that.
our-
That is fucking awesome. I
Oh yeah,
fucking
that's
love
okay,
that.
I haven't-
Android Kikaider.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Geek. I never showed any of these to you, actually. One of them I'll have to hide the background for a minute for the clip, but
I loved seeing Huckhider.
you want to give us a brief background for those at home about what that was that we showed?
That was Android
Like-
Kikhider.
Yeah, it's the reboot, you know.
Yeah.
So here's the.
Is that stuff going to be streaming anywhere,
Okay.
or is that going to theaters, or how's that working?
James, I can send you a link on Amazon with the link if you wanted to get these. And they also have them on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
If you're curious to get tokusatsu stuff, I don't know if you're gonna
I'll check some
want
out.
to.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be cool to do some reviews on your channel with them also.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Build up the audience. I think it's
Mhm.
probably tokusatsu because of the Godzilla stuff and kaiju and all that stuff, and the horror that's kind of toku sometimes.
Well, I'm always open
Yeah.
to stuff like that. So
Okay. So
Nice.
that was X is Kamen Rider number 4, technically, because Rider Man is number 3. He's in D3. These are D3 and Rider Man are both in this in the same
And
show.
he's the 4 series, right? Because didn't he come after Amazon, or did he come before Amazon?
He's before.
Okay, so
That's
so
why I
it's
said
Kamen
4.
Rider, V3, X, and then Amazon. Okay.
Wait,
I
yeah,
just have to give some love to Alzilla. I love your shirt, dude. And I just had to show you this.
Oh, yeah. Can I say, a friend of mine got this for me at a thrift store. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
you can find some nice stuff at a thrift store.
Wait, Geek,
yo,
correct you. What did you? Are you saying Ichigo and Ichigo is 1, right? Ichigo is 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ichigo and Nigo are part of Kamen Rider. That's Kamen Rider. Then there's V3.
X is number 3. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct you. X should be number 3 because the reason I say that is because V3 and Rider Man are in that series, and then
that trailer
X would
kind of
be
gave me
3.
like space age James Bond vibes.
I was gonna say
yeah.
it's a Greek. I have seen X in full, and the theming is like the first half is like a Greek mythology. Interestingly enough, I saw really bad subs though, so I can't say.
X
I want to
is
see
not a
this
series
one.
I've watched
See the
yet.
comparison.
I've actually only watched one of the come on, Sonny. Okay, Heisei is the Showa series. I've only watched one of the Showa series in full, and one of the movies. No, two of the movies. Because I watched Kamen Rider Amazon, and I watched Kamen Rider J. No, not J. I forget the one, but I'll have to look it up and get back to you. And I watched a Shin Kamen Rider. Those are the show.
One of the Shin would be perfect for James's channel. I'm sorry, Anubis. I keep on saying people's real names. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, people know our real names. Oh no.
Who cares? Anyway,
it's not like it's on my Facebook anyway.
Yeah. But Anubis would actually love Shin. It's a horror. It's a horror style rider.
Yeah.
Is it related to Godzilla, Shin Godzilla at all, or no?
No.
No.
In this one, the writer, instead of being like a cybernetically enhanced a character, he's more genetically modified. There's a bit of body horror with the transformation scenes.
Okay,
pretty fucking good.
I agree.
Is it kind of like the Guyver? Do you guys remember that movie?
Yes, I remember the Guyver, and kind of.
Okay.
If Guyver was made in Japan.
Okay.
I have to hide this for a second for the next one, but there is one more trailer, and I'm playing it now.
Fuck was that?
Yeah, the first.
Yeah, that's Japanese RoboCop 100%.
I would actually. There's 2 that compare to RoboCop. There's Jiban, who is like RoboCop, also, and then there's that one. So, but
I gotta say, I dug the purple armor, but I'm biased. I like purple.
These are coming out this year. This should be out this year in July-ish or something.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to get that.
Now, quick question. Okay, so in the intro, when you have me put it together, there's that dude that's doing the sword with the ring, and then he turns into like this gold creature.
That's Garo.
That is fucking awesome. I love that.
Garo is a horror series. That's a horror tokusatsu series. That is a really excellent series. But the lore in it also is really fucking deep. It's a great series. Absolutely 100% recommended.
That I'll be looking for sure.
Oh, I like I said,
I believe it. I believe. I don't know if you can fact check this or not, Geek, but Garo, I think, is out physically to own.
Is
the original? I think the original you can buy, like
in America. It might be.
Yeah.
How do you spell
It
it?
is
Garo.
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 Garo. Okay. 2 seasons, 2005.
Sounds about right.
Geek would know the order and all that stuff. I don't know the.
You are attributing a lot more power to my intelligence and memories than that might actually exist, my friend. My memory is a good as a sieve is holding water.
Holy water.
No, it doesn't hold that either. I find it hilarious. I said I'm going to be leaving early because a friend is showing up, and the friend hasn't shown up yet. Oh, I've been having a great time, anyways.
That's all it's about. Having a great time.
But yeah, you know what? I can look it up real quick. Open you up. Okay, let's see. We need my favorite Google.
But I thought it was from Amazon. It might be on Amazon or.
That's where I'm looking now.
Yep, 2005.
Garo the animation.
I think that was like
so. Right now, you can get it for $55. The entire thing.
Is that
on Blu-ray?
Does it say it's subbed?
Format is subtitled Japanese language, which is fine. I don't mind subtitle.
When I was younger, I was a bit of a prune, like, I needed everything dubbed. But now that I'm older, it's like,
well,
the actors for the Japanese
issues that I have with subtitle generally, and it's not for everything, but if I watch a film and there's a lot going on in the film itself or series, and the subtitles are going by too fast, and it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on. So dubbing is nice for that. But some movies are slow enough to where they're, the subtitles are up long enough you can read and check out everything. So it just depends on whatever it is you're watching.
I got used to subtitles because I used to work graveyard about 20 years ago, and I had a little mini DVD player. And because my favorite movies tend to be movies you don't want to be heard in public, loud, violent horror movies, I'd turn the volume low, but turn on the subtitles. So nowadays, even English movies, if there's no subtitles, I just can't follow.
Yeah.
So I've gotten good at reading quick.
Even Doctor Who is considered tokusatsu.
Really?
I mean, there's suit actors on there. Some of the monsters. Some of the suits are better than others, like the old suits on Tarns. Yeah, the old school.
He's talking about classic Who.
Yeah.
Nice.
It'll be cool whenever we do that stuff.
Wait.
Panda do.
So Garo is. This one says the animation. Is there live action too? I'm assuming.
Yes, there's live action. The
Yeah.
original series that came out in 2005 was live action.
Gotcha.
And there's just been like so many different like mini series and spin-off series, and the dude who plays Garo is in like every single one. There was one series, I forget which one, where the guy who plays Gokai Silver plays one of those night. I forget the name of the Night Order. He's in that series, and he plays a fucking poon hound. He's just after everyone.
This Bandai Ultimate Soul White Knight Dan is fucking sweet.
Indeed,
that's cool shit.
I was gonna say, if you don't know who Gokai Silver is, he is in the intro with the when they have the helmets and the symbols are going onto the helmets. He's the one on the end.
It might be.
Yeah.
Just let me look up the dude's name. Let's see. What am I doing? I don't need that.
Excuse me.
And I mean, Anubis, if you want, when we do these watch parties and stuff, because what we normally do, like you do on the Sci-Fi Society. You know how you do movies and stuff. We do that also on for these shows. We will show the movies and stuff. So you're welcome to join us if you.
His name is Junya Akita.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn, he's like 10 years younger than me. I hate him already. But yeah, he was in the 2017 Garu. Was that a movie or a? No, it was okay. It wasn't a series. It was a movie. All right.
And to my understanding, there was a Garo that just came out last year. Was it last year or the year before? Geek, do you remember? Do you know?
I saw something that said 2018. I don't know.
For Garo?
Yes.
I would have to. Let's see. Most recent series. Scroll.
Then you got something called Garo Special Beast of the Demon Knight.
Yeah, there's a lot of series. The most recent was a television series that came out 24. I will be right back, children.
Holy shit, that's expensive as fuck.
Wait, what are we looking at?
Well, there's sci-fi live action TV series Garo Goldstorm show. Blu-ray box 2. Of course, it's box set. But it's like almost $400. It's insane.
Oh, wow.
All right, gentlemen, my friend is here, so I'm going to have to bid you guys all a good evening. It was fun. It was fun talking with you. I will see you next show.
All right, buddy. Have a good night, man.
Right. Peace out, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye. Yeah. In a few minutes, I need to hit the hay as well.
Okay, to wrap it up and stuff, I know what you do on your channels, you talk about what you got upcoming and stuff. Do you want to do that on here as well? Because I know me and you have a coming up.
Yeah, so for me and Metal Tavern, of course, I collab with some other people. And tomorrow, I have a series called Cinematic Synergy that I do with Kevin Lambert from the Entertainment Headquarters. And tomorrow, we'll be doing a review of The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. And then later in the evening, he's doing the month of February, he's doing on his channel basically a lot of King Kong stuff. So we're starting with King Kong 1933 as a review. He's got a panel of people that we're going to do. Saturday, I do another series called The Ghouls of Midnight with Mr. Tony the Dead. And we'll be doing a review of Behind Convent Walls. And then later in the evening, I'll be joining this good man, Shogun, we're starting our James Bond stuff. And we're going to Live and Let Die.
I was about to say,
nice.
I'll be on under Ulven on the review for the movie. I mean, because I try and keep this one for most, Tokusatsu only and stuff.
Oh yeah. So Ulven will be the other one.
I hear you.
But Sunday, he'll be with us again on Century's channel to do a review of Conan the Barbarian.
There might be a slot open if, I don't know. Should I ask Century?
I did want to ask you real quick, though, Shogun. My wife loves to Live and Let Die, so she wants to know if she can join us for that review.
Oh, nice.
Cool deal.
Go ahead. More the merrier.
Yeah, definitely.
I was going to ask you, because I'm typing this in the chat for possible movies after your stream on Friday. I don't know if you're
talking to me or
down to watch some. Okay. Wait, I was talking to you on for the Century stuff. But I'm typing this in the chat. Maybe Clash of Titans, Mysterious Island, Jason Argonaut, something on after the.
I love both those movies. Love both those movies. I know Al does too, for obvious reasons. Yeah. I should say the original Clash of Titans remake.
Oh yes.
Do you want to? I think is he not in the group?
Not yet. We need to get him in there. I did want to say this also, just as general. So on my channel, I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers, and so what I'm doing is a little contest, and it might take a little while. I'm not the biggest streamer in the world, but if I get to 5K, and there's certain things in the description that people who subscribe and comment and all that shit on my channel, I'll be doing a random drawing for I have an extra Godzilla -1 figurine. And so whoever ends up getting drawn, if I get to the 5K, obviously will get this for free.
Nice.
So, yeah. So just throwing that out there for anybody interested in joining the Metal Tavern Radio crew. And I know there's going to be probably a lot of people wanting it. So
I was going to say, I'm thinking of doing these as giveaways, but these are lanyards you can earn.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that in focus.
A little bit.
These
There
are
you go.
DBZ.
Nice.
These are Dragon Ball Z. These are probably going to be.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
I might do it as a contest.
Are you a big anime guy, Al?
Oh yeah, I love anime.
Because I know that later this month, Century is going to be doing reviews for Ninja Scroll.
Oh my god, I love Ninja Scroll. That's my favorite anime movie of all time. Well, I don't know, between that or Akira, I can't decide, but Ninja Scroll, that I love.
I bought the original DVD for that a long time ago, but I got that, and then I also like Vampire Hunter D a lot. So,
I know that one too. Yeah.
And then I keep on forgetting. I messaged you the other day, Anubis, about this, possibly under Ulven doing a movie talk show, or where we could, I might need your help coming up with a cool. I think we should do something cool, like how you have the Ghouls of Midnight.
yeah.
I think we should do it. Covers action, horror, all that stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we could brainstorm, and like I said, Al, I'll try to get a hold of you on Facebook. Definitely want to do Gamma with you. I'll get with you at some point. We can set it up down the road. Not too soon. I don't want to like put pressure on you right away, but yeah.
No, don't worry.
I think he's ready for bed.
Yeah. Yeah, because I gotta go to work tomorrow.
I hear you.
I was gonna say, to wrap this up, stick around for the cool outro DJ Anubis put together. For those of you on never mind. I can't
subscribe and like this channel. Go and subscribe to Alzilla, please, and of course, Mr. Geek as well.
Yes, Mr. Unfortunately, I was about to say I don't think Geek has a channel under his name, so I'll have to get it. I can't
like him anyway.
Yeah, Mr. Geek's a fun co-host, so
yeah.
But this.
Thank you for much having me on the channel, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me in the channel again,
I'm about
Shogun.
to end it, so we'll have to get you on again next step. I mean, you are a part of the show, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I did put your name on the description of the channel, so you're on there, listed on there.
Thank you.
Cool deal.
I was gonna bring Wesley on as Anubis remembers him probably from episode 1 that we did of the show.
I see.
Real cool. He knows his Godzilla. It's fun. But anyways, this has been Tokusatsu Action Land. Tokusatsu Action First Day Night Titans. This has been episode 7. Go watch some Tokusatsu this week. And we will see you soon.
Peace out.
Peace.